I hated my abusive dad for 12 years, but my mom was the real villain. I overheard her bragging about her affair, and now I'm desperate to make amends. Plus an update. My mom had been married to my dad for 9 years before she cheated on him and left him for his best friend, who is now my stepdad. My father served in the army, and his best friend was this rich guy who I remember seeing hanging out with my mom a lot back then. During the divorce, my mom told me that my dad was abusive, controlling, and emotionally unavailable, and that's why she was leaving him. She said he treated her badly, called her names, and didn't love her. I was only 10 years old at the time. My mom got primary custody, and my dad was stuck paying child support. I only got to see him 2 weekends a month. After that, I developed a resentment towards my dad. I dreaded when it was time to see him. He had sold our old house, moved back to his hometown, opened a mechanic shop, and was living inside the shop. He was an alcoholic who always tried to sober up when I came to stay with him. He was miserable, lonely, and depressed. He always tried to clean up his place before I got there, even though it still smelled like alcohol, gunpowder, gasoline, and car oils. Sometimes I would find dirty laundry just stuffed in the laundry room. When I turned 15, I started to see him less. I refused to go stay with him and made up excuses. I only visited him a few times a year. One day, I went to visit him without telling him first. I found him drinking while watching a football game. He was surprised to see me and quickly started getting rid of his beer cans and cleaning the kitchen, asking if I was hungry so he could order a pizza. But I just lashed out at him. I told him that this was why Mom left him, because he was so miserable and couldn't get his life together. I felt guilty immediately afterwards. He loves old classic muscle cars, and when I turned 18, he got me a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS, which he had fixed up himself. Later, my mom and I sold it and got a Honda Civic. Anyway, last week, I came to visit my mom for the weekend. On Saturday night, I overheard my mom and my stepdad talking about what happened 12 years ago. They were bragging about their affair and didn't show a single ounce of regret for how it affected my dad. All they said was that they felt sorry for him. I couldn't help but cry. I wanted to confront her, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I wanted to call her names and insult her, but I just didn't have the strength. I was full of mixed emotions, but most of all, I felt guilty. All this time, I held a resentment towards my dad, thinking he was the bad guy. But he was just the victim of my mom's affair. He never recovered due to his depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. And all the times I thought he was just faking that he cared about me, he genuinely did. He was always trying to stay strong and smile for me. I left the next day and found my dad at his mechanic shop. I just hugged him. I was crying, and he was puzzled as I kept saying sorry over and over again. When he managed to calm me down, I told him everything, and I apologized even more. I asked him why he didn't fight my mom for custody of me. He told me that he knew his depression, anxiety, and PTSD would make him an unfit parent. And he never wanted to ruin the relationship between me and my mom, because he knew I loved her. He said his ex-best friend also loved me and would be able to take care of me better than he could. He told me it wasn't my fault and that he forgave me. He was just happy I finally found out the truth. I want to make it up to my dad, but I don't know how. Please help. Update. First, thanks to everyone who took the time to comment and offer support. As some of you said, there are two sides to every story, so I decided to listen to my dad's side. He admitted to being distant and not affectionate after his last deployment due to his post-traumatic stress disorder, but he confirmed the affair had been going on even when he was deployed. A few days after my post, I confronted my mom. She was defensive at first. She said that I was ungrateful for what she did for me and that she was simply protecting me from my father. She called him a few names. I didn't want to argue, and I had already chosen my next words carefully. I told her, my father was a good man who was broken by the betrayal of the two people he trusted the most. And worst of all, you turned his own daughter against him. I appreciate and am grateful for everything, but it's time I choose the parent who put his own daughter's needs first, even if it meant making hard sacrifices, and not the one who wanted a daughter to satisfy her own needs. Goodbye, Mom. I will keep in touch. Before I left, I could see tears building in her eyes. She just remained silent. She has tried to reach out to me since, but I just ignore her or ask her to stop bothering me. My aunt recently told me that my mom is depressed. Well, her husband can take care of her. As for my dad, many of you suggested I sell the Civic and buy the Chevy Chevelle SS back. I couldn't find the person I sold it to, but I decided to look for an old, worn-out muscle car for us to fix up together. After searching for a while with the help of some friends and even some Redditors, I got lucky. Almost 2 weeks ago, I found an old, wrecked 1970 Dodge Charger. And yes, I sold the Civic to afford it. My dad was kind of upset at first, but when I told him the reason, he brightened up. He's been more than happy to show me how to fix it. I also bought an apartment an hour away from his mechanic shop. One person suggested I do a makeover at his place, so I've started renovating his home. My friends from college who are studying interior design have decided to help. It took a little convincing, as he felt embarrassed, but he finally came around. Now, every day after college, I go to visit him. On weekends, I spend time with him, and we talk about anything and everything. He's mostly interested in my life. He loves soccer and is a big Arsenal fan, so I always keep him company during match days. I just pick the opposing team to make it fun, and I'm learning a little about the game. Since I sold my car, he has allowed me to use his 1977 Pontiac Firebird. He's had it since I was 11, and for as long as I can remember, he has never let anyone else drive it. And since I've been around more often, he has stopped his heavy drinking habits. We might have a few on game nights, but who can blame us? So that's the update. I guess you could say it's a happy ending. Thanks again to all of you.